interesting project happening right now at 520 Park Avenue. You're shooting for the sky again. 15 Central Park West, I believe, is known as the most successful condo development in New York City history. Do you think you can top that or equal that this time?
Apparently we are. But you have to remember, one is on the Upper West Side, Central Park West. The other is on the Upper East Side between Park and Fifth. So I would say that both buildings are spectacular. They have the Stern Zeckendorf brand and are first-tier buildings in a first-tier world-class market like New York City. We're number one. Everybody wants to live here.
What's your favorite thing about working with Robert A.M. Stern? Is there some sort of dynamic that you guys have mastered at this point?
He understands residential, and he works with us, so we can actually do the programming, and it's a collaborative effort. Our projects with Stern are spectacular, the best in the world. So we think he's a great architect, wonderful person. Paul Whalen and Michael Jones, his team, are the best. And we look forward to working with them in the future.
Tell me a little bit about, so one of the things we've been reporting about recently is the condo financing market and how it's become a little tighter for developers to get going in terms of securing financing. Now you came in, you bought the land, as you said, quite a long time ago. You've got the balance sheet and the track record. But what do you see as the future of condo financing, let's say in the next 18 months or so?
Yeah, it's a very good question. As I said, there's a lot of product on the market. It is selling. But the banks are at their limit with condo loans in New York City. You know, they have a certain limit, exposure limit. There's the Basel III regulations, which requires them to have 1.5 capital to the loan. So they give a $50 million loan, they got to keep $75 million of capital in reserve against it. So they need to get a high return on the construction loans. So I think large loans are going to be hard to get. Alternative financing is having issues because they've done a lot of loans.
Are you referring to EB5 and those sort of programs?
No, we do not do EB5s.
Okay.
We fund projects out of our own cash. EB5s are for developers who have to raise cash. I'm talking about the hedge funds, the private equity funds. They charge a high rate, but they also have done a number of loans in Manhattan, and they're pulling back because of exposure. So I think the good news for us developers who are financed, sold, have the construction bought, is the supply will be going down. The bad news for the other developers who own land and thought they could build is it might be difficult getting construction financing. This happened in 2008 during the financial crisis. The bank just stopped lending.